So the Phoenix Mercury are embarrassingly bad. They lost a game to, I understand, the one seed Lynx, but on paper, this Mercury team should at least be an equivalent to the Lynx. Like, we saw last year towards the end of the regular season when Bonner came, Satu kind of went to shit a little bit. And this is the first time this season where Kalia Copper has shot an acceptable percentage from the field. You have to take that into account as well. Like, Kalia Copper from the field yesterday went 5 for 13. She went 3 of 7 for 3. And I'm saying 5 of 13's isn't a great percentage. No. It's not a great percentage. It's the first time she has shot an acceptable percentage. She's shooting like 13% from 3 on the year. So, like, this was an acceptable percentage. Alyssa Thomas with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a minus 27. They lost by 34 points. They let Olivia Miles and Courtney Williams do whatever they wanted. Olivia Miles was able to do whatever she wanted. And this is a disappointment, again, when it comes to Nate Tibbitz. This is a person who had 85 different junk zones for a rookie, Caitlin Clark. And this is a Mercury team who employs players that are supposed to be good. They employ players that are meant to be good. They employ Alyssa Thomas, who we heard was a top 2 player in the league coming into this year. They employ Dewana Bonner, who Fever fans have heard for the last year is still a good basketball player. They just brought Lexi Held back, who was a key piece, I'm not going to say key piece, but was a piece for them last year. Especially before the collapsed lung was a piece for them last year and looked back to 100% when she was playing, especially in preseason with Toronto. Like, there were times where Lexi Held looked pretty damn good. So we're now at a stage where it is like, you're like, what are we doing with this team? Yo-Yo Nogic is the best shooter in the league. She can't see the floor. Like, I get it. Nogic doesn't have, there's a lot of things when it comes to Nogic where she's not the greatest at a lot of other things, but she's one of the best shooters in the league and is a competent defender. I'm not going to say a good defender. She's competent. She hardly plays. Linskin's playing 20 minutes off the bench is not an ideal scenario. Che Carter played 10 yesterday. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, Valo Ayayi is somebody that I had a lot of hopes for. Like, I had a lot of hopes for Ayayi. She started her first game once she got the visa sorted. There were a couple of situations with Ayayi early on where her first couple of games she looked really, really good. And she's just looked bad since then. Like, I don't exactly know what what's happening here. I don't know what's happening to the Mercury. Like, people are worrying about the Fever, and rightfully so, by the way. With the Indiana Fever, it's not that they're losing, it's how they're losing. For me, with the Indiana Fever, it's how they're losing rather than the scorers. Like, the play is puke. And everyone's watching it, and you're watching the games, and you're like, this team fucking stinks. Even in the games they're winning, you're like, this team's not very good. But the Mercury stink, and they're losing, and they're not even losing. They're getting killed. Like, if you look at the game cast, before the game started, they gave the Mercury a 60% chance of winning. A 60%, and by halfway through by halftime, there was a 94% chance. It was like a 20-something point game at halftime. Like, they gave up, am I right in saying they gave up nearly 70 points in the first half? It was a 67, I think, in the first half, was it? Yeah. There was a 99.6% chance of winning at halftime. They were down 30 at halftime. I've never seen anything like that. Like, it went to 100%, to 99.9% probability for the entire second half. I've never seen a game like that before. And this is a team that employs Alyssa Thomas. This is a team that employs Kalia Copper. This is a team that employs Dewana Bonner, who, by the way, leave the basketball before the basketball leaves you. And I feel like the basketball was about to leave her last season. But unfortunately, not unfortunately, it doesn't really matter who you are. You're taking $500,000. Like, $500,000 to go play basketball. And she'll probably go and play ball for another year. Like, these players have not made enough. It's not like the Casemiro situation where you were like, he should just retire. or go play in the MLS or something where he's making $300K a week. No. Juwan Bonner's never made that in a year as a pro. It's the most money she's ever made in her career. And I'm shocked. Like, Tina Charles went and retired, and I thought Tina Charles still put up buckets last year. Like, I think she could still do something. If she came out of retirement now, she could do something. Tip Hayes has probably doubled her career earnings since coming out of retirement. But, like, unlike them, DB is just washed. Like, super duper washed. And I don't know how they're going to win. I don't know how they can win games. Like, they look like they don't know how to play defense. Do you fire the coach? I think you probably do. Like, do you fire a coach mid-season? And by the way, to act like Ishbia has not... I'm pretty sure Ishbia has done this before. Like, he's not loyal to a fault to Tibbitz. He hired Tibbitz and recruited him from the NBA because he felt like Tibbitz was the right coach. It seems like Nate Tibbitz, whatever. I think Tibbitz is a good coach. I think Tibbitz is a really good coach. Like, you don't get a team to the finals with an entirely new team and do what you did for the Mercury if you're not. But there's a big but here. I think Tibbitz gets another job in coaching, whether that's back as an NBA assistant or as another head coach in the WNBA. He's on the hot seat, and especially with Ishbia as an owner. Ishbia doesn't give a shit about, like, you know, WNBA protocol and WNBA etiquette. Like, he'll fire her on the spot. Or say he'll fire him on the spot. He'll fire Nate Tibbitz on the spot and bring in whoever he feels like is the best coach. So, for people being like, you know, the Mercury don't tank, or the Phoenix teams don't tank. If they go 2-10, the odds of Tibbitz being fired is high. Is genuinely high. And, like, thankfully for them, they play the piss take of a Seattle team. Seattle are the worst team in the WNBA. I don't care what anyone says. They're actually terrible. And then they play Portland, Golden State, Dallas. Like, if you can go even on a 2-game run and you can beat Seattle and you can beat Portland, and suddenly your record is 4-8, then you're just like, okay, we just need to go and beat Golden State. We can win this game. We can beat Dallas. And if you can even get to, again, you're 2-8. If you can get to 500 by 16-16, like, that means you just have to go 14-8, which is very doable for a team that just made the finals last year. So, like, they're probably looking at, like, look, we can turn this season around. But if they lose one of their next two, and they're 3-9 to start the year, the playoffs become a really tricky situation to get to. Because you won enough too many games last year to really be in the Juju sweepstakes. The hope is, the best chance you have of getting into the Juju sweepstakes is hoping that the two expansion teams make the playoffs and that Washington make the playoffs, which isn't going to happen. Even still, if that ends up happening, who's down there? The Fever. The Sparks, who have a better chance than you. So they either need to make a choice of changing something or going all out in the tank. Because I don't know if Alyssa Thomas on a multi-year deal, but it's going to be a really tricky one to navigate this team in the offseason next year if they can't pull it off this year. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.